we have been discussing nursing documentation, and we have just completed talking about legal protection. And I'd like to give an example. About 6 years ago, I was a nurse on a cardiac floor, and I was admitting a young lady who was coming in with angina pain and coronary artery disease. She was going to have a cardiac cath the next day. As I proceeded through with her physical assessment, I asked different questions on her mobility, and I asked, do you have any pain? Is there any problem with ambulation? And she said, well, I have pain in my right hip, my right leg. And I said, really? How long has that been going on? And describe it to me. She said, oh, it's sort of a dull pain. It's sort of always there. And, oh, I've had it for a long time. It's nothing new. Well, I had this little odd perception, and I sort of followed that in the back of my head and made a little note. As I completed the assessment, I went and sat down and wrote out in the computer my nursing summary on the assessment. And I included her words that this is nothing new. I've had this right leg pain at home. The next day, this patient had a cardiac catheterization. She had no problems post-procedure, and she went home. Well, 3 years later, I got a call, as anyone who had their name attached to this chart, to meet with risk management. Well, that always means there's been some sort of complaint from the patient. This patient was now complaining that she had received injury to this right leg because of the heart cath. Well, one by one we went in and sat down and presented with the chart and said, do you remember this patient? Well, I couldn't remember the patient by the name. I said, well, let me look at my nursing documentation. So I looked at my nursing note and I said, I remember her. Came back vividly. I said, yes, I had this strange feeling about this young lady, so I was sure to write a nurse's note in regards to this. And in my nurse's note I did say, patient states she has pain in the right leg. This is nothing new. She had this pain at home for some time. Well, it's been 3 years. Haven't heard anything more. Which leads me to think that this complaint lawsuit against the hospital was dropped. I'd like to think that it was my documentation that did it. And what that says is that unless you document something timely, which I did after I did the assessment, it's accurate. I stated in what the patient told me, and it was complete. I did the complete assessment. Remember, if it wasn't documented, it wasn't done. You need to protect yourself and your facility.